Here we go.
Oh, this will be your first time meeting the family, won't it?
Yeah.
Are you nervous? Hey Jack, how's it going? It's good to see you again. We're interested to know, what have you been up to in your time off?
Chilling out. Nah, I'm only joking. I've been pretty busy at work, to be fair. I've been working like full weeks and all that kind of stuff, just while I've got the bit of extra time, just to get time back for like going away racing and stuff. So I've been pretty busy at work, and then at nights coming home, jumping on the sim for an hour or so a night. Just kind of keep my eye in, to be fair. It's probably the hardest thing with such a big break. Obviously we've had 12 weeks. Well, it's not actually 12 weeks yet, but by the time we go out it'll be 12 weeks. So yeah, I think that's the hardest thing, just try to keep your eye in. And then I've been hitting the gym as well.
Yeah.
So I've been...
I know, you must say you're looking a wee bit trim.
I know. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard, man, yeah.
You've been missing the racing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, it's probably like the highlight of my months, like when you're going away racing, it's mega.
Yeah. We can obviously see the car behind you here on shot. Is she ready to go for Most?
Not yet, I'm not going to lie. No, not yet. Engine needs changed, and as you can probably see if I move out the way, bumper needs sorted. But Simon's planning on kind of taking a good next few weeks to strip it back down bare to the chassis and kind of weld up any cracks that are maybe there or maybe not there. So yeah, still got quite a bit to do it, to be fair, and because it's only Simon and he's got like customers' cars on and stuff, like that makes it a bit harder to get onto it. But yeah, we'll get it all sorted. Like.
Yeah. So you're saying all that. You've only got about 3 weeks, probably, maybe a wee bit more than that. Is the team feeling the pressure to get it done?
I mean, Simon probably is, to be fair. Simon is. He's pulling his hair out. He's getting balder every day, man. So. He's kind of stressed out a wee bit, but he always gets it done, so it'll be sweet.
So as just said, we've got less than 3 weeks now until the next round at Most. But first of all, I wanted to take this time to kind of rewind the season and start back from Spain. Mm-hmm. And it's safe to say that the championship probably didn't get off to the best start. The team, or for yourself, you had a DNF in race 1, followed by the P9 in race 2. Can you kind of elaborate on that weekend?
To be fair, yeah, as you said, not an ideal start to the year, to be fair. I mean, obviously having that suspension failure in race 1. But again, it's one of them, it's just a part of racing, you can't really foresee it. Simon couldn't foresee it, you know what I mean? It wasn't as if we went out and it was lap 1 that had done it, you know, so it was kind of halfway, maybe 3/4 of the race distance before it went, so it was obviously maybe hit a curb too hard, or maybe just a weak part, or whatever, So yeah, not an ideal start to the year, but then obviously with the P9 and on the Sunday, it was it was good. Kind of that lifted the spirits a little bit for going into Italy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was one of them. I mean, to be fair, because it's my first year in the pro, like I'm not expecting. Obviously, I want to go out and win. So does everyone, but realistically, looking at it, you know, all the drivers have done it for a lot longer than I have, and all that kind of stuff. So I mean. Yeah, I mean, I think we've done pretty well so far. Touching
on the, obviously, DNF and the P9, I do believe that was your best result so far at Spain across your 3 seasons, because I think that's kind of been your bogey track since you've come to the championship. But would you say that impacted the confidence, kind of coming out of the blocks like that?
It's a hard one, to be fair. I mean, I wouldn't say it impacted the confidence a little, but it didn't really impact it at all, to be fair. And I've done raced that long. I kind of know that it's just one of them things. Unfortunately, it's just you can't foresee it, you know. So, I wouldn't really say it impacted the kind of confidence. I mean, it does. Like the teams that we're going obviously going up against, they're chucking new dampers at it all the time, and anything the car. Well, to be fair, I can't really say that because anything our car needs, it gets. Whereas the other teams, like the more kind of expensive teams, if you like. They'll be changing parts out every weekend before it breaks, if that makes sense. So they're kind of eliminating the factor of it breaking, which is good if you've got the budget to do it, whereas we just don't have the budget to chuck a new set of dampers at it every weekend, or every 3 weekends put a damper on it, or like I don't know, some of the teams have like loads of spare gearboxes as well, so if anything goes wrong, and just chuck a gearbox in. We don't have that luxury, unfortunately, you know. So yeah, I mean, we're doing the best we can with what we've got. So yeah, no, I would say I'm pretty happy with how it's going.
Moving forward, obviously you touched on Italy before. This was kind of your redemption opportunity after the difficult start. Did you fancy your chances coming into this round, because you have been quick there in the past?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when we were in Italy, I mean, the car, that's what we were saying to Simon, like the car felt really, really good. Like setup wise, it did everything I wanted to do, but we were still a little bit off the pace. So I think there maybe was a little bit of time to find in me, to be fair. But again, it's just doing, it's like, if you can imagine it, like a tenth a corner. In Italy, it's how many corners? Like 20 odd corners. So even if it's a tenth every single corner, you've made up your time and then some. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's just trying to kind of, still me getting used to the car, as well as Simon getting used to how to set the car up and how it needs to be, you know. So I was hoping it was going to be a redemption, but obviously it wasn't.
Unfortunately, it was a weekend of 2 DNFs. I think it's your first time that actually happened to you as well. What happened to get, I guess, cause those DNFs?
So I mean, race 1 was a third gear, basically stripped 2 teeth off it. So it was like halfway through my race, I was like, this gearbox sounded a bit noisy in like third gear, and I was like, obviously mid-race, can't do anything about it, so we just keep going, and it was at one of the hairpins, I came out up into third, and it had snapped 2 teeth off third gear, so you couldn't use the gear. So I had to be in second or in fourth, which was, again, there was no point in going round. I mean, you would have just destroyed a 15 grand gearbox. You know what I mean? Luckily, the magnets, because there's magnets in the gearbox, so if anything breaks off, or if there's any bit of shavings or anything in the gearbox, it goes straight to the magnet. And Simon checks it, like basically every time it goes out, comes back in, takes the magnet out, and if it's got stuff on it, then obviously there's something kind of internally wrong. So yeah, luckily it just went straight to the magnet and didn't cause any more damage in the gearbox. But when it came to kind of getting parts for it and stuff, was a bit of a challenge. So we ended up having to hire a gearbox for the rest of the weekend. So yeah, I mean, that was the first DNF. Again, nothing Simon can foresee. You can't foresee it. I get a tooth snapping or 2 teeth breaking, you know what I mean? It's just something that very rarely goes wrong, you know? So I think it's just the luck of the draw that we've got now, and it's just got no luck on our side, to be fair.
And then I think race 2 as well, you had a little chip across the grass, and that was part of your issue that ended that one?
Yeah, I mean, for race 2 was, yeah, I mean, looking back on it, I know as bad as it sounds, I probably should have just turned the guy in the grass and put him in the wall, to be honest. I should have. Would have made it so much easier for me. I mean, it would have caused us not to have a DNF. Yeah, coming through the fastest part of the track, turn 1 into 2, and I've got a run on him, so I've went over to make the move, and he just shut the door, and I didn't have time to brake or lift. He came across that aggressively, so I was like, straight across the grass, had to go. And in turn, got loads of grass stuck up into the intake on top, and it's actually went through into the throttle body, and it's jammed it's jammed in the throttle body, so it's jammed the throttle wide open. So I didn't have, even if I put my foot under the accelerator and lifted it back, it was coming back, but you can't drive like that, run a lap. So yeah, I had to come back in there. And by the time he'd done all that, we were like 2 laps down, and yeah, there was absolutely no point in just keep battering around, doing extra time on the engine, extra time on the gearbox, you know, just kind of wear and tear on the car. So yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah, so at this point in the season, 4 races down, 1 result. It's obviously not looking good, but Brands Hatch, this is obviously where you won last year in the EN2 at the time. So this year coming around, you're going to be full of confidence. What was it like going into qualifying in the pro category and managing to get through to the Super Pole?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I hate putting expectations on myself, because it can kind of muck your head up if you don't do it. But I kind of was expecting, like, if I can get in the top 10, we'll be all right, you know. So I mean, going into qualifying, it was weird how they did it. So throughout the year, they've been basically putting 3 or 4 cars out on circuit at a time. So the chance of you catching a back like someone slower is very, very slim. But you've only got 2 laps to do it. So I quite like that. I mean, it kind of gets you in straight away. You're going for it. Whereas at Brands, because the track was so small and we obviously didn't really have a lot of time, we went out like an old kind of qualifying. So you'd all go out like I think it was 10 cars out at a time. And it was a 10-minute session. So we were, I can't remember if I was first out or second out. I think I was in the first group that went out. And obviously at that point, the track temperature is really low. So usually when you go out, if you find you're in the first group going out, that's a slower group. You really need to be in the second group to kind of let the track heat up a little bit and get rubbered in. But luckily we managed to kind of pull through at the Super Pole, which was, really, really good. Ended up P4 in qualifying. So, I mean, I was really happy with that.
Yeah, so touching on your Super Pole lap, it's probably safe to say for the season so far, when you've been able to run the car, you've probably been sitting more towards 8th to 10th place. So coming out of Super Pole and actually sticking it into P4, surely that must have given you quite a bit of confidence as going ahead into the first race.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, qualifying that far up, I mean, you can really race really well from there. You know, you're literally second row. You've got quite good view in front. Usually all the crashes never happen midfield, as you've probably seen if you watched it. There was a big massive shunt midfield. So see if you're runabout midfield towards the back, chance of you getting caught up in a crash are pretty high. If you're further up the front, it's usually kind of everyone's got a bit more respect for each other. So I mean, I was filled with confidence, absolutely. And going into the first race was mega. I mean, through Druids, turn 2 was in P2. So I felt really, really good. But the guys behind me just had a little bit of an edge on me. But still managed to finish third. So
I wanted to touch on that start from race 1, because obviously you decided to make a move to go all the way around the outside and hold it. And coming into turn 3, you looked like you could have had a look into P1. Was it safer for you just to stick in P2 and try and hold them off?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. I mean, when you look back on it, you think all the kind of if spots or maybes you could have done. But for me at the time, like in the moment, that's probably, there's no point making a lunge and giving yourself and causing contact and giving yourself a 10-second penalty. I mean, the race distance was almost, I think it ended up like 40 laps. You know, so it's quite a long, still a sprint race, but I mean, it's still quite a long race. So last thing you want to do is like turn 3, lap 1, rip the front end off the car, or like have a shunt and then the bonnet and the bumper's got a gap in it. So like when you're going up straight, all the wind will just come in and slow you down. So, I mean, I suppose it's like try to kind of play it smart as well as be aggressive going forward. So there's try to find like a kind of happy medium. I probably could have made a lunge in turn 3 and stuck it up the inside, but at the same time, it's all the risk that comes along with it. So, and to be fair, I was quite happy just sitting second and just try to kind of keep on the back of them. But as I said, they just had something just a little bit more in the car. You know, they managed to find someone.
And coming away from obviously that race, it turned out to be your first ever podium in Pro. I think there was a little bit of drama towards the end of that race with safety car restarts or virtual safety car restarts. Can you talk us through that little bit of an issue and how you ended up getting officially classified as P3? Yeah,
so basically the ruling is on like a safety car restart, you can't overtake before you get to the control line, which is start-finish line. So there's a back marker. We'd already lapped him once, and there was a safety car that came out, or virtual safety car. I'm sure it was a safety car came out, and basically the first 2 had already overtook the back marker. No, sorry, the leader had already overtook the back marker, and so there was P1, back marker, 3rd place, and then me. And then when he's going round, he's like waving us to go past, but under safety car you can't overtake, even if it is a back marker. So he was trying to let us past, trying to do the right thing, I suppose, but at the same time, maybe he doesn't really understand the rule fully, you know. So he's tried to wave us past. Second didn't overtake, I didn't overtake, and then coming up to the line, for some reason P2 got supposedly he's got told that he can overtake him. So he's overtook the guy before the start-finish line, slotted back in front of him, and I've just sat behind him because the rule is can't overtake. I didn't get clearance to overtake him, so I'm just going to sit there. So I sat behind him again, he's still waving out the window and everything like that, and I'm like, just look forward and just do like a race start, and everybody will be fine, you know. Everybody will get round you, you know. So I'm sitting waiting. Again, he's going a lot slower than what you should be going. So I think it was like 5th and 6th place for some odd reason, just went past everyone on the start-finish straight and overtook us. And then the guy behind me overtook me. And I'm like, well, how is that fair? So then got to the control line, I moved out and then tried to race forward from there. But it kind of mucks your head up a little bit because they know fine well the rules. I know fine well the rules. And then you hope that in the clerk's office they're going to enforce the rules, which they did, to be fair. They did kind of reverse all the places back. But yeah, it was one of them, you know, you try to do the right thing and stick by the rules, and obviously there's always folk that try and kind of, I don't know, try and bend the rules if you like, because he was going slower, I overtook and all that, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, but eventually we kind of got up to the podium. It said we weren't on the on third, and yeah, I was like, I'm not going up there, no chance.
You touched on during the weekend the fact that it kind of ruined the feeling for you. Yeah. With all that going on. Reflecting now on it, how do you feel about that result? Because it was your first podium in that sense in pro.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, some drivers get absolutely buzzing about like on podiums and winning races and stuff. But for me, like, it's one race out of however many you've got in the season, you know. And yeah, it is a good feeling and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, for me, it's a good feeling, be on the podium, all that kind of stuff. But until I'm like winning a championship, or you know what I mean, that's when I'll be really excited, you know. Although it is good to obviously win races and all that kind of stuff, looks good. So, but yeah, I get a lot more excited about championship wins than just a race win.
I think that's natural for a race driver winning a championship.
Yeah.
So to touch on race 2, just before we move forwards, this was another finish for you. So this time you were P6 and you were 3rd place in your class. So first time this year you got a double finish, and it was 2 strong results. Do you think this is going to be the turning point for your season? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, having 2 back-to-back good results like that at a home track does make a big difference. You know, you kind of got all the fans backing you and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's cool, you know. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, I mean, I don't, like, if I see someone doing something, I'm like, well, if you can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? So that's the way I've always looked at it. So, I mean, going into Most, I mean, I'm really excited. I was in Super Pole before at Most in my first year in the Pro when we went there. So, I mean, it's a track I do really like, and I like it when it's wet. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it's wet. But yeah, I think it is going to be absolutely the turning point. I mean, it's kind of gave Simon a bit of confidence as well, you know, because I mean, when stuff's not going right, it's not just me that gets down about it, it's Simon and all the other mechanics as well. So, I mean, it is as a collective, we're all probably up and raring to go, like. So, looking forward in the season, we've got obviously Most coming up next, followed by Oschersleben and Zolder. 3 excellent tracks in the European calendar. Would you say this is your better part of the year, or do you prefer the first half?
For me, I prefer the second half of the year. Don't know what it is. I mean, I think Zolder, obviously, world famous track, like mega circuit. Oschersleben, I'd never been to it before until, what was it, the 2nd year I did?
Was your first year they were there?
First year we were there. So yeah, I mean, I love the track. I think the first year we were there, I kind of struggled with it, so I didn't really like it too much. But last year we went, I really liked the track. And for Most as well, like, mega circuit. I mean, it's really long, so it's quite it's quite physical on you mentally and like obviously physically as well. So I mean, it's quite hard, but I mean, I do like a hard race, like, to be fair. And it is just one of them. We just need to kind of see how they go and kind of do it weekend at a time. But for me, I prefer the second half of the year. Always have. I don't know what it is. I just seem to perform a lot better in the second half of the year. So, touch wood, it's going to be like that.
Hopefully.
And we'll see how it goes.
Well, I think we'll probably leave this here. Thank you for your time,
Thank you.
having this little interview with us. Is there anything you want to say to people, fans, sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, just a massive thanks to all my fans, obviously supporting me all through the year. A lot of you guys have been buying merch at the race weekends, so the next weekends we come to make sure and check out all the merch we've got, GT Omega merch, my own merch, and also a massive thanks to sponsors, GT Omega, Turtle Beach, for all the support you've given me this year, and also massive thanks to Mum and Dad and Lux Motorsport for the support they've given me.
Thank you, and see you soon.
See you soon.